Hello again everybody, welcome back to LilyLuLou. My name's Karen, I'm the Junk Journal Geek if you're new here, and a very warm welcome to all of you, whether you are joining me for the first time or you're returning today. So I just, if you watched my last video, you will know I haven't done any crafting for a couple of weeks, and I thought I would get on with these St. Patrick's Day journals today, so I thought I'd just turn on the camera while I'm working, and you could join me. I don't really have a plan of what I'm going to do, so it could be interesting. I hope the light's okay. It's really dark here today, but I've got a new light and it's supposed to be like daylight, so I'm hoping it will be okay and that I've positioned it so that there's not too many shadows and things, but let me know in the comments what you think. So I've popped some more papers into these journals. I've only got one set here, the other one's over there out the way. I've got to cut down some of these taller papers, can't even fit them on the screen because they're so tall. They're 12 by 12 papers that I want to cut down. I've just tucked them in there for now. I've tucked in some of the cream paper, those Irish papers that I showed you in the last video. I've taped some of those together to make pages. It's a bit wonky, it's going to need some fabric or something on there as well to strengthen that, but just, you know, been putting stuff in to you know, get an idea of what's going to go where. I've popped one window envelope in each signature of different sorts. You know, I do like to use window envelopes. In fact, let's do one of those today, because I mean, where these things are is not necessarily where they're going to stay at the moment. I'm just starting to gather the papers together, and I haven't put any of my tea dyed papers in there yet, so they're going to have to go in. So I've got those to hand. I've also got, Max, do you have to do that while I'm videoing? I've got my ladies, and I thought they might go in a window. Although, I don't know, we'll see. And I've got some of the kit pages that I printed on just basic copier paper, so it's lightweight for covering things, doing collages and things. And then I've got some ephemera from the Digital Collage Club. Again, it's just on basic copy paper, so I can cut it out and stick it on things. It won't be too weighty. And I have got a couple of sheets of bits and pieces from Red Deb's journals. These were freebies that she offered on her Instagram, so go over and take a look at that. So yeah, I've got a couple of other leftover bits that I've cut off. I've made to go in the centre of one of the signatures in each journal. I made an envelope, there it is. That envelope is almost the size of the page, so the idea is it will be stitched in there in the centre of the signature, and then I will close the envelope up so that the stitching is hidden. So when I cut those papers down to size, I've got some strips left here that we might use for something. So let's just wait. I also I need my pile of papers that I've put together. These are the rest of the kit pages that I haven't used yet, the ephemera that I've cut out, and all those bits and pieces. And at the back here somewhere, yes, I had these little people, these little children from another kit from elsewhere that I can't remember off the top of my head, but I will try and remember to link it below. Max, leave it. It's going through my craft box again. I thought one of these might go in here, but I was thinking of having this envelope as a page to be a pocket on each side. And if I do that, These are all sort of portrait size. I'd want the window going that way. But this lady in the middle might work here. Let's cut her out and see what she looks like. Scissors. So how are you all? I hope you're all well and happy. These ladies come from a crisp packet. I think the make is Tyrrell's. Cheese and onion. I cannot stand cheese and onion crisps. My husband eats them. I hate the smell. But I love these images. So he hadn't had any of these crisps for ages, and then when we went shopping a couple of weeks ago, I said, oh, do you want to get yourself another packet of those crisps? And he said, you hate it when I eat those crisps. I said, I know, but I want the picture on the front for my St Patrick's Day journals. So he had to suffer and eat a packet of crisps so that I could have the ladies on the front. I do already have one set of these, but I wanted a set for each journal that I'm making, so I had to have another packet of crisps. And then of course, you know how the smell of cheese and onion lingers, so I've had to wash this packet to get rid of the smell. So it's absolutely pouring with rain outside. When I got up this morning, it was beautiful sunshine. I said, oh, it's a lovely day. It was cold, it was really frosty. But I thought, oh, it's going to be a lovely day. Put my washing out. And then before you know it, the rain's back again. We're flooded in every direction here. There was a funny Facebook post up in one of the local Facebook groups yesterday, and it said 4 ways out of our village. One's flooded, one the road's closed, one's down a little country lane that has roadworks and articulated lorries hurtling towards you, and is flooded and has potholes. And then it said the other way is to walk down the lane opposite where I live and go down the footpath and walk to town. And it said that will be flooded as well, but it's probably quicker than driving. Which it is at the moment. Whichever way we go, we are literally surrounded by water and roadworks. So I thought she might sit in there. Obviously I want to put something behind her, but I don't know if that, I hope that's not glaring too much. I don't know if that's a waste of using her, because we lose some of her, don't we? But we don't really want the cheese in there, or do we? Do you know what I was thinking? I could make a massive Guinness and stick it there, so she's holding a massive glass of Guinness. So I don't know if I want her in the window. So maybe we'll just go with I don't know what to do. Let's stick to that way. Let's just have a nice relaxing time and just cover the envelope, and then we'll see what we're going to do from there. When I was printing out my daughter's wedding invitations, I forgot to, well, I thought I had changed my printer settings. Obviously I hadn't, because my printer thought I was still wanting to print everything that size, so I had to redo all these. I'm just looking for something that's more landscape to put behind that window. Sorry, I'm really faffing today, aren't I? I mean, I know I always faff, but this is faffing for England today, isn't it? So that's a landscape, but that's probably not long enough, not wide enough. I don't know, maybe it is. Where's my, I think I'm going to have to back it anyway, so. I just always think when you've got a window envelope, it's a shame not to use the window somehow. So if we cut that out, I know this envelope is very tatty, so that could go there with some paper behind it. I wonder if I've got a bit of paper here that printed in the wrong place. That isn't right. No, I haven't. So, should we pop some of this behind? We're only going to want that half, aren't we? So, probably about there will do. So, where is Max? Will you leave it? He's trying to get all the stuff out of my craft box. Don't know what he's after. Can't think that there's anything very exciting to dogs in there. Now I've lost my ruler. Use this ruler. I did have my metal ruler out, but it's buried amongst all this rubbish on my desk. So let's trim some of this down. So I hope you're all well and happy, and you've all managed to do a bit more crafting than I have recently. This envelope is very tatty. I will have to repair it as I cover it. So if we had some of that behind there. Do you know what? I think I'll just do that behind there. I think that looks quite nice. So let's just, I'm just thinking, do I want to fold that over to strengthen it? It's not gone right in the corner, has it? Let's see. I could do that, and that will strengthen that edge. And then obviously I will be sticking something else on top. Well, that was an estimate, and that wasn't bad. So let's add a bit of the old glue in here. Where am I? Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I was going to stick it on the back, wasn't I? So I want that flat folding over the other way. Right, yes, okay. I do know what I'm doing, really. She says. So what are you all working on at the moment? Has anyone else started a St. Patrick's Day journal? I see lots of spring projects being done at the moment. Obviously we've just had Valentine's Day. I didn't do anything for Valentine's Day. I mean, craft-wise. Right, I'm going to snip those raggedy bits off along there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I do want to try and get this right over to the edge if I can. I should really have cut this envelope open to cover the inside, but I didn't. So we're just going with the flow. So that's nice in there. Then we'll fold this bit back on itself here. That's the front piece, and that will strengthen that edge, you know, so that when we're putting things in and out of the pockets, we've got a nice strong edge there. And I will obviously pop something over the rest of that to cover it. Now I'm going to want to pop something behind there to stop that bit flapping about. So I just need some scrap paper, and obviously because I've not been working on anything, I don't have any scrap paper to hand. Amazingly. No strips, nothing, Karen? Surely there's a strip of something. Oh dear, something, load of stuff's just, because I've not been here, people have been piling stuff on my desk, and I've just heard a bit of an avalanche going on down the back of my desk. Something's slid down and fallen. So, right, I am going to pop some glue on this strip of scrap paper. I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to stick this torn front to that piece of, it's heavyweight paper. It's probably not quite card. I don't know what weight it is, but that repairs that little tear. Let's have a sip of my hot chocolate. I'm loving this light. I hope it's nice for you to watch with. All right, then what we're going to have on the front. Maybe some of this. So what I'm going to do is fold it. Just thinking, I probably want to fold that over the edges again, won't I? So I wonder if I could, let's do half and half. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. I want to trace the outline of the window so that I can cut that out. And I'm just wondering if I can do it. I wish people wouldn't touch my things when I'm not here. I can't get to my scoreboard. Sorry, am I sticking my head under the camera? Yeah, I'm just wondering if I can score this. I don't think I can. So it needs to go in the envelope to be scored. That was my misprint on the other side. So let's pop that. See, I really want it over a bit further than that because I'm going to want to fold an edge, and I'm going to want to fold at the bottom. So let's see if this works. I left that wide enough now. Just. So I'm hoping that if that's in there like that. Oops. I'm hoping I can get enough of a score line through the window onto the paper to be able to cut out a window in the right size. My eye is itching. Now normally I'm doing covering envelopes when I've I'm quite far along in the journal making process. I have lots of scraps to collage around the window of the envelope, but because I haven't really done anything yet, I don't know if you can see that, but there is an outline now there of where the window is. If this hadn't been misprinted on the back, you'd be able to see it better on the back. What was I saying? Yeah, normally I would be doing this with scraps, but I don't have any scraps yet because I'm, as I say, I've only just made a start on these journals really. I haven't got very far at all. So just trying to mark my score line. So I'm snipping the paper up to the edges of the score line and then just folding it back along the score line. Then it will be easier for me to cut, and hopefully it will be close enough. Didn't go into the corner on that one. Hopefully it will be close enough that it will be a window that is close enough to the right shape and size for us to work with. That's the plan. Right, I can't see my corner on this one. Down here. I've gone beyond the corner there, so we'll have to do a bit of a repair job, won't we? I have to stick something there to hide that, but that would be all right. It's a junk journal, we can live with it. Can I snip these things off straight-ish now is the question. I don't know, I'm using the big scissors. Now, did I get my green ink out before I was so rudely interrupted in the making of this journal? If I have got it out, it'll be in my box next to me. If not, I will be using the good old vintage photo. I'd quite like to use some gold in this journal as well, you know, because it's Irish, pot of gold and all that. Oh dear, that is a very poor cut, isn't it? Very sad state of affairs. I'm sure I'll be able to make it work somehow. Right, let me see, what have I got in here? Yes, I did have my green out. Let's just hope it's not too juicy. And I had a green dauber, I did. Look how dark that is. I just want to go around the edge of the window, but I didn't want it really, really dark. So, just to help disguise any issues with my cutting, of which there are plenty. Right, so that is going to go on there, and I will be titivating this somehow to improve the shape of my window. I might just trim that slightly. Very wonky, isn't it? Very wibbly wobbly. Never mind, we'll live with it. Just realised I haven't put the lid on my glue. Sorry for slurping away while you're on here, but I've still got that silly tickly throat, and when I'm talking I just start coughing, so it's best to have a drink on hand. And it's a bit early for vodka, so hot chocolate will have to do. Right, I'm going to pop that on there. I know it's not great.
What do you want me to play?
Oh, that made me jump. That was my Amazon device talking to me. I won't say the name. Oh, that's the thing. I thought you could change the names of those things. To, you know, to anything you like, but I couldn't see how to do that. Does anybody know, or have I made that up in my head that you can change the name, or if you can change the name, does anybody know how you do it? I thought it'd be fun to change the name. Right, so that's on there like that. Now what I want to do is fold these edges over so that we've got neat edges, and again more strength. Obviously some of them will have to be mitered, chopped off, what have you. So let's see what we need to do about that. Try not to cut anything off that I shouldn't be cutting off. That can be tucked in there. So usually I do this and I cut too much off and then I end up with holy corners. With a little corner of what's underneath poking out. So let's hope that I have not done that this time. Right, there's my glue mat. So I need to get on the edge of this. So as you know, I was away for a few days, moving my middle daughter from one side of the country to the other. So my youngest daughter and I went. She was in North Wales, and we are on the south coast in England, southeast coast in England. So it was a 6-hour drive with no stops to get from here to where she was in Wales. So my youngest daughter drove, and we stopped, you know, and had some lunch, and then she carried on, and then we stayed in a travel lodge that night, had fish and chips, which was lovely. And then the next day we picked my middle daughter up and all of her belongings. She's been in Wales training. She has a new contract. If you're new here, you won't know what I'm talking about. Both of my two youngest daughters are performers, and my middle daughter is doing a contract this year for a holiday company. My eldest daughter's getting married in the summer, so they were very limited as to what work they could take this year, because obviously they're both bridesmaids, they need to be around for the wedding, and a lot of jobs, some are, you know, jobs on cruises and jobs abroad, you can't have time off. Well, not, you know, you can have a day off maybe, but well, you can't, don't even know if you get a day off on a cruise. Well, you must do, but oh, I'm witching away here, aren't I? Anyway, so my daughter's got a job for the summer with a holiday company in this country. So the first, oh, that's good. I've mited that so that it doesn't stick while my envelope's torn. Anyone would think I'd planned that, wouldn't they? Let's pretend I did. Yeah, so she was in Wales to do her training for this particular company, and then she had to go right over to the East Coast, which is where she's going to be based for the season. I mean, they don't provide transport, and my middle daughter doesn't drive, so consequently my youngest daughter and I had a road trip. And I just went because I didn't want my youngest daughter doing all that driving on her own. You know, I was there to take over if she got tired. So yeah, we got to Wales the first night, stayed in a travel lodge, and got up the next morning, picked my middle daughter up, and drove from there right across the country. Literally, if you looked at these two places on a map, they're in a straight line opposite each other. You know, from the west coast to the east coast. And we drove all that way the next day, dropped her at her new accommodation. We all had dinner together. Now I need another little piece. If I just pop something in there for now so I don't glue that together, and then I can fold that over and make a new edge there. Yeah, so we all had dinner together that night, then dropped her at her new accommodation, stayed in another travel lodge, and then drove home again the next day. But even though I wasn't driving, travelling really takes it out of you, doesn't it? So that's why I was AWOL for a few days. And then since I've been back, I've been trying to catch up with everything. Because I seem to be a little bit behind with everything I'm trying to do at the moment. As I say, I finished my eldest daughter's wedding invitations, so they're all done now and have been delivered to her and her fiance, so they're pleased with those, and I think they're out this weekend delivering them to the recipients. Right, I'm going to tear, because I've got a nice neat edge from this side going round. I'm going to tear and ink on these other edges. So that's that job done. But now I've got to start on, I think I said this in the last video, I've got to start on all the other bits and pieces that I'm making. And obviously I've got my journals to be working on as well in between doing all that. So, and I'm working, you know, doing my day job in between. So, I mean, at least I work from home. I don't actually have to go out anywhere. And it's very flexible. So I can take that piece out now and tuck that in there. Let's just to these corners a little bit, just to make things slightly easier, particularly on this edge. And I haven't gone to the corner. Right, let's stick this down. So I've sent off my the lady that won my journal for the collaboration with Val's Crafts Creations. If you're watching, Deborah, hello, your journal was sent. I did get it off to you, so it's on its way. Goodness knows how long it will take to get to you. And it was so expensive. The cheapest way to send the journal, and it's not a heavy journal. I deliberately made a light journal because I knew I'd be posting it somewhere. It was still over £10 to send it. I'm not sure what that is in other currencies, but I think that's a lot of money. So it's probably on a slow boat to China to get to you, but it is on its way. So I did send it off, and hopefully it won't take too long, but I have no idea how long these things take. So now this is going to be, I don't really want to fold this straight away because it's, you know, the glue's still quite wet. But that's going to be a page in the book. It's going to be quite a chunky page. And then what we will need to do is make journal cards or tags to fit in here. And I'm thinking I'm not going to fold this bang in the middle like I did. I'm going to do it there where I had folded that paper so that we have interesting sizes. So I have no idea how long I've been filming. Feels like quite a long time. So I'm not going to, as I say, put a proper crease in that because I want it to dry. Where's that lady I cut out? I wonder if she would sit on here somewhere as decoration, perhaps. Where did she go? Oh, she's here. Could have her sitting in front of the window, couldn't we? I hope this is not too glary with that window envelope. I can't see what I'm looking at here. So she may well go on there somewhere. I don't know yet. I'll have to have a think and decide. I've got this, this isn't wide enough, is it? But that would have been quite nice there with the thing hanging over, wouldn't it? And he might go in there. That would be quite a good fit with his bunting. He could perhaps go in there with something on top. But I say we can worry about that later, can't we? So that's that part done. Snip that off because it looks a bit messy. I think I might need some more glue in the corners on this. But anyway, that's one envelope done. I feel like maybe I should leave it there for now because I'm sorry it wasn't very interesting today. You've just watched me faff and witter on, really, haven't you? But at least I've started to get back into it. So I will leave it there for today. I'll be back with you hopefully in another couple of days with another little crafty session. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and enjoy your own crafty time. Take care. Bye-bye.